Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 23rd of December 2015. So yesterday, a bad day at the office is any way that could be summed up. And as I've said before, we would get one day that comes along and ruins the party. Over 930 points up so far this month. And then yesterday, the market couldn't decide what it wanted to do after the release of the US GDP figures. They came out at 2%. It was previous 2.1. And 1.9 was the forecast, and then of course the market came out at 2, and initially you can see the market there moving higher, and then it came back, and then we got into this sort of pre-Christmas sideways move, which I will just motor through here for you. You can see there the market sitting above the 17,300 level. We had a sell signal come in. The market came down and just touched this and then failed after to move lower. And as I said in yesterday's market alert, the buy side was the best side because they want to move this market higher from or up to Christmas to secure some bonuses at least. And that's what we saw yesterday, although it was a choppy ride. So there's the first trade being taken out, and the market put in a buy. And they said, no, what we'll do is we'll go down now. And they moved it down. And they stopped at the 17,275 line, this green line. And then the market came back again, and this is at 4:30, so we had 2 hours of the market being sideways, and then this came back and shot straight through. And then we had all of the activity in the quiet time. And I've said this before, and I'll show you something in just a moment when we've gone through this, how you can actually take advantage of a situation when you get this, where the market doesn't do anything in the main session, but it's got a very good high percentage that it will do something in the quiet time, and how to trade through that. And I'll show you that in just a moment. So then the market's traded sideways, and you can see that sideways through there, and then we came back with another buy signal. The market took this one in, but then it ran out of steam. It wanted to go long, and now there's nobody interested. We have a sell, and that gives us another one there. And then again, the market decides it wants to come back, and we see this one coming back, and then just going up to, I'll just draw that up there. We actually end up at the psychological line for around 38 points on that to take off the other 130 points that I'd accumulated through the session. And that's just par for the course. It was, like I say, there's one day that comes along that really just gives your arse an headache. It's the only way to describe it. Fortunately, they are very, very rare. And it is the week before Christmas. As I said in Sunday's market alert, this week can be a strange week. Some traders stay, some traders go. The market's thin. But ultimately, as what I said yesterday in the market alert, they want this market higher. And even on the buy side, the market had a few issues there. But let me show you how you can actually reduce the losses by switching off the high trade times and then trading in between the quiet period, or in the quiet period, because if the market's sideways in the first part, it's likely to move in the second part. So back in the software, I'm just going to move this over a bit, and if we go down to indicator settings, come down and click hide indicators outside of primary times, you will see that in the pre-market session we had a fabulous time yesterday. And the market moving down over 100 points and then moving higher, not a loser. Then we have an hour before where we wouldn't even consider trading the markets as it waits for the GDP figures from the US. But in the pre-market session, we've had this a few days now, where the market's been moving nicely before the session opens, and you can see there's more movement in that pre-market part than there was in the trading session yesterday, where we sustained the 3 losses. But coming back to when the market did take off, you can see here we had a buy signal there that then moved on for a 50-point move as well. So again, there are ways of actually pulling this back. You just have to start being creative. If you've got 3 potential, or not potential, but 3 losses, they're realized losses, then you have to consider staying at your post and then taking off the hide, and more or less 9 times out of 10 the market will move through what we would consider the quiet time, purely and simply because the energy is being stored here, and then it moves to the upside, and then of course it went fairly quiet again in the evening part. But most of the move was made yesterday within the quiet part there, over 100 points. Right, in the daily chart, as I said yesterday, this market wanted to move higher, and it did move higher. You look at the daily chart and it moved higher in one direction, but it was very, very choppy in the way that it actually did it. Instead of just going up in a nice trend, it was a very whipsaw action. And again, that's probably because it's Christmas week, and it's not surprising really. And like again, just to say that in Sunday's or Monday's market alert, which I recorded on Sunday, told you and warned you about this week. It can be fairly odd. Interestingly enough, the week in between Christmas and the New Year can actually be very good. Last year it was fantastic, but the run up to it, as traders decide whether they want to go early and then come back after Christmas, because in the US there's no bank holiday Monday. They will be back on Monday. Christmas is not really celebrated that much, but the week before, a lot of traders in Europe and in the UK obviously have a different holiday pattern and clear off, make a week of it, and this has an impact on the markets, which again is what we saw yesterday. So that's the reason behind it. I'm not making excuses. You can go back and look at every week before Christmas for the last 20 odd years and you will see a very similar pattern. Today no doubt will be the same, and tomorrow forget it, because it's Christmas Eve. It's only a half-day session, but if you have a look at the chart, you'll probably find it'll just go in one direction, as they all just there's nobody coming into the market or selling or vice versa to the downside, unless of course something comes out of nowhere. And in the news, what have we got today? It's going to be the last day of big news. Current account for the UK, final GDP for the UK as well. What have we got for the afternoon now? From 1:30, core durable goods, and at 3 p.m. we've got the revised UOM consumer sentiment. This is to be revised slightly higher. There's a surprise. New home sales also to show a positive spin there as well, and then crude oil out also. So the news there could be positive and then allow the market to keep moving to the upside there. And then finally, in the implied volatility, 1451, this dropping down, crossing below the blue line for the first time for a long time. And again, it's because the market's been to the upside and fairly quiet. Right, that's it for today. I will see you in tomorrow's. A quick roundup of what happens today. And like I say, there's a few tips in there just in case that sort of activity happens again today, or we'll see what happens. Right, that's it. See you in tomorrow's. As ever, thanks for your support and also for watching.